Hello everyone, today we're going to tackle about the disaster risk profile of the Philippines. At least 60% of the country's total land area is exposed to multiple hazards and 74% of the population is susceptible to their impact. Philippines is visited by an over 20 typhoons per year, 5 of which are destructive. Being situated in the Ring of Fire makes it vulnerable to frequent earthquakes and volcanic eruptions. Due to the location in geographical context, as the risk involving coastal hazards such as typhoons, storm surges, and rising sea level is high. In the past decades, the Philippines faced so many calamities ranging from floods, El Niño, to super typhoons. The most remarkable calamity that shocked the Philippines is a Typhoon Yolanda. November 7, 2013. The Philippines is expecting the Typhoon Yolanda to make a landfall in the island of Leyte. November 8, 2013, 4:40 a.m. The typhoon made its landfall in the island of Leyte, and at this time, it's already at Category 5 storm. With a wind of 150 miles per hour, the city of Tacloban in the island of Leyte is 90% destroyed. As the typhoon continued to raise havoc, over 14 people across 44 provinces are affected in displacing 4.1 million people, killing more than 6,000 and leaving 1,800 missing. After the typhoon, there are over 1.1 million houses and 33 million coconut trees are being destroyed, disrupting the livelihood of over 5.9 million workers with a damage of over $5.9 billion. Typhoon Yolanda is not the only one that made a remarkable history in terms of calamities in the Philippines. Here are 15 calamities that made a remarkable damage in history.
Hello everyone, I am Kristen Jaden and I will be discussing the first 7 deadliest natural disasters history that hit the calamity-prone Philippines. First disaster, the 1976 Muru Gulf earthquake and tsunami. A tsunami took place on August 17, 1976 at 12:11 a.m. local time near the islands of Mindanao and Sulu in the Philippines. Its magnitude was calculated as being as high as 8.0 on the moment magnitude scale. So this offshore event generated by Cotabato Trench, a less prominent trench system in the Philippines. So mao to siya ang gitawag na largest tsunamigenic earthquake na nag-occurred diri sa Mindanao in the last 2 decades. So mao ni siya ang nag-result of massive destruction of properties and as well as daghan ang mga namatay. It was the biggest and strongest earthquake in the Philippines in 58 years since the 1918 Celebesi earthquake. So based on my research there were approximately 40 aftershocks that were plotted using available data from the systematic network of Pag-asa. So it created a lot of damage to buildings, schools, restaurants, hotels, gymnasiums, residence halls, bridges, etc. The 1991 Tropical Storm Thelma o tinatawag na Bagyong Uri. Tropical Storm Thelma unleashes flash floods on the central city of Ormoc on Leyte Island on November 1, 1991, killing more than 5,081 people. So outside of Ormoc City, there were 159 people ang namatay across Leyte and Negros Occidental. Throughout the country, na ay at least 5,081 people ang namatay while the another 1,941 to 3,084 ang na-missing and presumed dead. So because of this, Thelma o Bagyong Orin was made the deadliest tropical cyclone in the Philippine history. In Ormoc City, power and communications lines were cut off and roads were left impassable, leaving the city isolated. So mo ni ang nahitabo sa Ormoc City after the disaster. But more than 2 decades ago, residents of Ormoc had faced a similar tragedy when hundreds of people were killed in a matter of hours due to flash floods that submerged the city. In just over 3 hours of flooding, waters rose an average of 3 to 5 feet at the peak of the flooding. Waters rose by 7 feet in 15 minutes, according to a 1992 report by the Manila Observatory Environmental Research Division. Third disaster, the 2012 Typhoon Bopa. Typhoon Bopa smashes into the main southern island of Mindanao on December 3, 2012. Rarely hit by cyclones, the region suffers about 1,900 people dead or missing. So according to Wikipedia, Typhoon Bopa, known in the Philippines as Typhoon Pablo, was the strongest tropical cyclone on record to ever affect the southern Philippines island of Mindanao, making landfall as a Category 5 super typhoon with winds of 175 miles per hour. Specifically, this typhoon was hit on Davao Region, province of Davao Oriental at Compostela Valley. Nagdulot ito ng malawakang pagkasira ng mga bahay dahil sa taglay nitong malakas na hangin. Nagpaulan rin ito ng sa mga probinsya ng Bukidnon at Misamis Oriental. This also includes Palawan and Luzon, which also received rain. Typhoon Pablo can be compared to Typhoon Ruby, Typhoon Nina, and Super Typhoon Lawin. So, si Pablo is ikaduha siya sa nananalasa in millennium 21st century before kay Bagyong Sendong. So, si Bagyong Pablo is isa siya sa pinakagrabe and pinakalala na nag-result of disaster sa ekonomiya, sa mga places, and also because of this, naapektuhan ang trabaho ng mga magsasaka. Naputol ang mga komunikasyon at kuryente sa buong region. Fourth disaster, the 1990 Luzon earthquake. A 7.8 magnitude earthquake strikes the mountain resort of Baguio City and other areas of the northern Philippines on July 16, 1990, killing 1,621 people. So the 1990 Luzon earthquake is nag-start siya at 4:26 p.m. on July 16. The earthquake's epicenter was near the town of Rizal, Nueva Ecija, northern of Cabanatuan City. So according sa report, ang estimated people na namatay is 1,621 and most of the fatalities are located in Central Luzon and the Cordillera region. Fifth disaster, the 1984 Typhoon Eki o Bagyong Nina. Typhoon Eki hits the Central Islands on August 31, 1984, killing 1,363 people. So, ang Typhoon Eki, known in the Philippines as Typhoon Nitang, it was one of the deadliest typhoon of the 1984 Pacific typhoon season and crossed the Philippines in September. Ang kini tropical cyclone is nag-start siya o form on August 27 in the Philippine Sea. And mas nag-strengthen siya pa-westward into the southern Philippines. And after that, maong rason nga nang mahimo siya og typhoon on August 31. Typhoon Typhoon Eki caused extreme wind and flooding damage when it crossed the Philippines. Nag-result siya og 1,492 fatalities. So, this typhoon is one of the Philippines' worst natural disaster in modern times. Sixth disaster, the 1911 Taal volcano. Alert level 3 magmatic unrest was raised over Taal volcano at 8 a.m. due to Freya to magmatic eruption of the main crater between 7:22 a.m. and 8:59 a.m. that generated up to 3,000 m tall eruption plume. So the Bulkang Taal is a large caldera filled by Taal Lake diri sa Philippines. Located in the province of Batangas, the volcano is second of the most active volcanoes in the country with 38 recorded historical eruptions. This volcano is one of the most active volcanoes na source of some most destructive and deadly volcanic eruptions in Philippine history, with records going as far back as the 16th century. So, grabe jud ang epekto sa eruption, no? Kay tanan barangay na naa diri sa Taal volcano is completely destroyed. Like, nawala jud tanan na naa dito na lugar. Even the lake is nawala sad. Then, ang masaklap pa is walay survivors na nabilin. Seventh disaster, the 1814 Mount Mayon volcano eruption. Mayon volcano's eruption on February 1, 1814 is considered as the volcano's most violent eruption episode, devastating 5 towns in the southern slopes of the volcano and killing at least 1,200 people. So, tumingsis na ang eruption, nagkalat ang mga injured na mga tao maskin asa. Then, ang whole town sa Cagsawa was natabunan sa sand and ashes. So, isa siya sa pinaka-sad na incident na occurred when the priest of the church in Cagsawa ordered the bells to be rung para ma-warn ang mga tao, mga lokal na mga tao sa eruption. So, hundreds of people ang nakalikas sa simbahan. But unfortunately, ang lava stream and accompanying ash ang nagtabon sa church, killing about 200 people ang naasa sulod. So the rest, the disasters will be discussed to us by Mr. Aryan Adlaw.
So hi everyone, I am Arjun Adlaw and I will be the next reporter. So, number 8. An entire mountainside collapses on the village of Gensogon on the central island of Leyte on February 17, 2006, killing of 1,126. So in this case, there are a lot of people was killed by this kind of a disaster. So yeah, we need to beware on what are the coming disaster like this. Some things are bigger. We need to be safe always. So, number 9. Number 9. Typhoon Washi hits the northern part of Mindanao Island on December 16, killing at least 1,080 people. So in this case, there are a lot of people was killed by a typhoon Washi. Many of part of Mindanao Island on December 16 was hit by the typhoon Washi. So be careful always and be aware always, and don't forget to pray. That because in this situation, we do not know what are the upcoming disaster like this. So number 10, floods and landslides unleashed by Typhoon Trix killed 995 people in the Bicol region of the main island of the Luzon on October 16, 1952. So in this case, Typhoon Trix also killed by 995 people in the Bicol region of the main island of Luzon on October 16. So there are a lot of people was killed also on the main island of Luzon, and yeah, with this case, that is old. That is that was in 1952 that was passed, but we still remember that every time that we are in that situation, we need to be careful always and be aware always, because we do not know what are the disaster are coming. So be take care always. So number 11, Luzon earthquake on July 1990 with a magnitude of 7.6. Earthquake occurred in the central Luzon, killed 2,412. Affected was 1,597,553, and destroyed 100,000 houses with the estimated total loss of $250 million. So in this case, there are a lot of damage was affected in a lot of houses. There has 100,000 houses was uh, destroyed by this kind of earthquake. That was a big earthquake. That was a magnitude of 7.6 earthquake. That is so that is not normal, like the big, like a big one. So we need to be careful always. And earthquake was we cannot uh, yeah, we can predict it. We can predict that the earthquake when was come, but no, we are not like a god. We're not god that we can control all the things above the earth. So just be aware, and be prayerful. So number 12, the country has also its episode of a human-made disaster such as urban fires, land and sea mishaps, and complex emergency, mostly in southern Philippines, because of the secessionist movement, coupled with its vulnerability to floods and other natural hazards. So the country has also its episode of human-made there, such as urban fires. So in that case, we need to be aware always. So I'm just saying it twice, because we human, we are really forget what are we heard. So I just wanted to say it twice. So just a reminder. Just a reminder. So number 13. Between 2000 and 2016, natural disasters in the Philippines caused over 23,000 deaths and affected truly 125 million people. The associated socio-economic damage was about $20 billion, with average annual damage of $1.2 billion. So that was so big. So this is so critical. Yes, in this case, between 2000 and 2016, natural disasters in the Philippines, that was caused over 23,000 deaths. So there are a lot of people was killed by year. So not by year, by and this year 2000 and 2016. So that was so really sad. So number 14. Number 14, at least one person has died and 20,000 evacuated after flooding across the region in the Philippines that began 26 January 2019. Disaster management authorities said flooding and landslide incidents in 58 barangays across the region had forced the evacuation of 4,116 families, or 19,923 individuals. According to Philippine News Agency, or PNA, the worst affected areas are the municipalities of Acapulco, New Corelia, and Tarangoy in Davao del Norte, and also Moncayo, Laak, Montevista, New Bataan, Mawab, and Nabunturan. Also Compostela, Maco, and Compostela Valley, and Lasang and Bunawan in Davao City. So, the last but not least, number 15. Tropical Storm Undoy and Typhoon Pepeng in September and October 2019 respectively brought two of the worst floods in history of Luzon, particularly in Metro Manila and Pangasinan, that caused deaths estimated nearly 900, according to the National Disaster Coordinating Council, on billions of properties. So the typhoon Ondoy was and the typhoon Pepeng was landed on September and October 2009. So there a lot of people also was killed by this tropical storm and this typhoon. So this is a kind of a super typhoon, like maybe also I think.